regular meeting of the County Board of County Commissioners, Hamilton County, October 22nd, 2020. As always, we will start our meeting with a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance. So please join me for the moment of silence. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America
and to the republic
for which it stands,
stands
one
one
nation
nation
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I'm going to move that we approve of the minutes of the previous session.
Second.
Driehaus,
Yes.
Selma Dumas,
Yes.
Commissioner Parks.
Yes.
Jackie, I know we've got a couple people on the line, but do we have anybody on that would like to make a public comment related to something that's not on the agenda?
I have not been made aware of any of those comments.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Then we'll move to comments of the commissioners. Commissioner Somero Dumas.
Thank you, Madam President. Just one brief comment. My prayer is for all of those who have passed away due to COVID-19, all those that are suffering due to COVID-19, all those families indirectly or directly that have been impacted by COVID-19. I'd like to draw your attention to item 4 on our consent agenda. For those that are listening, our regular agenda, usually we have discussion. Our consent agenda, we normally just pass however many numbers there are in the consent agenda, which we have several. But number 4 talks about Hamilton County declaring a state of emergency due to COVID-19. And I believe I may be off a little, but I think we've done this 4 times. But I think that it deserves more discussion and not to necessarily be under the consent item. Maybe Madam President, and I'm sure from her briefing, maybe was going to speak to that. But I feel led to also speak to it. And I want to speak to those that are watching and those that may listen at a later time. As we know, there's still a virus in the land. We all have to take a stand. Is it that hard to wash your hands? More people are dying and getting sick every day. Why can't we do it ourselves? We can. It's up to us. The commissioners can't do it. The governor can't do it. The health commissioner can't do it. We've already explained what to do. Is it that hard to wear a mask? Is it that hard to do what everyone has asked? Is it that hard to stay back, 6 feet back? We need you now to act as the numbers go up and up and up. We have done it before, we can do it again. And I'm just imploring everyone to just share with people that are not taking it seriously that this is a life or death virus, and we've seen it, and we need to act. That's all I have, Madam President.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Mm-hmm.
Commissioner Parks.
Wow, that was awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing that up. I feel the very same way.
Mm-hmm.
My comments would be around, folks, please vote.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you, Commissioner. So I want to say ditto to both of the comments from either of my colleagues related to COVID-19 and voting. Yeah, we reported out yesterday at the briefing, and of course, Greg Kesterman was there, the health commissioner for Hamilton County. We are at levels for positive cases of COVID-19 higher than we've ever seen in Hamilton County. So it's just, I think, very frustrating and troublesome that you're right, Commissioner. We know exactly what to do, and that is to wear a mask, wash your hands, and stay distanced from one another. And yet there are some people in this community that are not heeding the call, or rather letting their guards down in situations where they don't view it as a dangerous situation, like a small gathering in someone's home, some kind of party where people are not wearing their masks, but they're coming into contact with people that are outside their bubble, and they don't view that as spread, but it is spread. That's how it is spreading. And so I join you in pleading with people throughout the county to do what we know we need to do. We've tamped this down before. We need to do it again. We are dangerously close to going purple on the governor's map. That my understanding is that will not happen today, but we are 2 indicators away from that. And we don't, look, if that happens, we will be asked through his order to take extra steps to stay away from one another and stay home if we can. What more that means, we don't know, because he hasn't determined that, because no county has gone into the purple yet. But it is a precarious situation here in Hamilton County and in some other counties throughout the state. And it could lead to things like school closings, and nobody wants that. So anyway, I thank you for bringing it up, and I think we all need to heed the warning. Secondly, just kind of on this note, we as a commission, it's been a month or two ago, I bet, we had $25 million of the CARES Act funding that we passed down to the 49 jurisdictions in Hamilton County. And they're using it for things like emergency response, for PPE, for those sorts of things, responding to the pandemic in their communities. But I went out to Columbia Township last week, and Columbia Township is doing a program, I think it's a grant program, where small businesses can ask the township to help with outside furniture or fencing or heaters so that restaurants can accommodate diners outside. As we know, outside is safer than inside. Even though they're distancing inside, it's still not as safe. And so Columbia Township is setting up some of these outside spaces where there are, say, 3 or 4 restaurants in a row. And it's truly impressive. And so I just want to applaud that work. I think it's a great use of the CARES Act dollars, and hope that other communities might follow suit. And the city of Cincinnati is also doing some of this as well. So I applaud them also. But as I said, it's a great way to use those CARES Act dollars. We've got to spend them by the end of the year. So, might as well buy some heaters. And my last item is a buy leave item that shows up on the calendar or on the agenda. It is buy leave item number 2. This is the policy agenda. We've talked about it before. Both of you had weighed in as recently as, I think, this morning or last night. So we've made all the changes, as you have seen. And so I wanted to move passage of the resolution related to the policy agenda. But again, just reiterate that this is a guiding document, a guiding policy document for the administration as we move into this budget cycle. And I know that Administrator Aludo and the Budget Director, John Brugan, have seen this document in its draft form. And so I am hopeful that we will see many of these items play out as we start to contend with the upcoming budget in the beginning of next month. So I'm hoping that we can pass the resolution establishing the 2021 and 2022 policy agenda of the Hamilton County Board of County Commissioners.
Second.
Is there any further discussion, Commissioners?
Well, yeah, Madam President, I was
Yeah.
just going to say I thought the policy agenda was great. It was inclusive. It showed the work that had been done. It also showed the work that needs to be done. So I'm totally in agreement with it.
Okay, thank you.
I'm really proud of the work that we've done here and what is going to happen. I think that this is indicative of our values and the things that we find important. So I'm proud and I'm happy to support it.
Thank you. And I would go into detail, but we've already done that. So I'm resisting the urge to go into detail about this policy document. But you are right. And our budget will be reflective of our values as well. And so they all feed into one another. So, all right, we've got a motion. We've got a second. Please call the roll.
Driehaus,
Yes.
Summer Dumas,
Yes.
Commissioner Parks.
Yes.
Thank you. That does it for my comments. Jeff Aludo is not with us today, but Holly Chrisman is, the Assistant County Administrator. Holly, do you have anything for the good of the cause here?
Thank you. Good afternoon, Commissioners. I do have one tag on, if you don't mind. Commissioner Dreehouse, you mentioned the outdoor seating and expansions that Columbia Township is doing. I would like to, any communities that are listening that are within our community development block grant program, they can access funds for exactly those things. And I just talked to Joy Pearson, who's our contact, as you know, with community development. And she said 10 communities have applied for that exact type of funding, which is excellent.
Great.
Yeah, and,
So that makes me think we should have a field trip at some point after when all that goes up.
Exactly. And just so everyone knows, applications are due at the end of the month. And of course, communities should feel free to contact Joy Pearson with any additional comments or questions on that.
Hey, Holly, when that is complete, will you give us a list of the communities that have taken advantage of that? I do think it's important that we know who is doing that work.
Absolutely. Happy to.
Thanks.
And the only other item is there is one by leave.
Commissioner Summer Dumas, did you have a comment?
I was just going to ask Holly about the Arts and Cultural Fund. The applications are due in by the 23rd. Is that correct?
Yep, they're due tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you.
Posted on that. We're really excited to see what comes in.
Okay.
Thank you for the reminder.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and so my only other comment is there's a by leave number 1, which is bid awards and contracts that were authorized or executed by the purchasing director, and administration recommends approval.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and bring that forward then. Commissioners, any comments or questions related to by leave number 1?
No comments.
No comments. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to move that we approve of the bid awards and contracts authorized or executed by the purchasing department for the month of September 2020.
Second.
Commissioner Dreehouse,
Yes.
Commissioner Summer Dumas,
Yes.
Commissioner Parks.
Yes.
Thank you. Is that it, Holly?
All I have.
Okay, very good. All right, well, let's move to our regular agenda items. The engineers got item number 1. Oh, Todd Long is on. Hello, Todd.
Thank you, Madam President. Hi, how you doing?
Good.
Eric Beck, the county engineer, has asked that I attend the meeting today in his stead. Unfortunately, his internet connection was disabled today. He was planning to do this remotely, so I get the nod. So I apologize. I'm not quite in my normal attire, but I will be happy to advance this item. Item number 1 is deals with the resolution authorizing a joint agreement between Colerain Township and the engineer's office for a traffic signal preemption device to be installed in our traffic signal cabinet that will allow the Colerain Township Police Department at Springdale and Northgate Mall, Kroger Drive, to be able to more expeditiously get through the intersections when emergencies arise. I'd be happy to entertain any questions you might have.
That sounds reasonable. Commissioners?
I just wanted to comment that Eric was very good in his write-up to say that no money is being spent by the county as it relates to this installation. So that was good to see.
Mm-hmm.
I have no comments.
Okay, great. All right, I'm going to move that we approve of resolution authorizing a joint agreement between Hamilton County and Colerain Township for the installation of a traffic signal preemption system at Springdale Road and Northgate Mall, Kroger Drive.
Second.
Commissioner Dreehouse,
Yes.
Commissioner Summer Dumas,
Yes.
Commissioner Parks.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Todd. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right, we will move to the consent agenda. And as Commissioner Summer Dumas alluded to, we don't generally have a lot of discussion around these issues. However, I would like to highlight item number 3. This is a resolution related to affordable housing in Lower Price Hill. There has been a lot of activity down the street at City Hall related to this item. The funding is in place. It's a multi-million-dollar project. The city is kicking in $1 million from my understanding, but the community itself and the organizations that are involved here are looking for tax credits from the state of Ohio. And in order to give them as much opportunity as possible to win those tax credits, they need a letter of support from the elected body in the area. And so we are the elected body in the area And so we have been asked to weigh in here. And it is unusual for us because sometimes the city will do this, and it is simply a letter of support from the city. I used to do this as a state rep and write a letter of support, but because we are peers, we must do a resolution, and all three of us have to vote on that resolution of support. So that's why it's in front of us today. And what it does is say that we support this project. It fits right into our conversations about affordable housing and the need for affordable housing. This one happens to be in Lower Price Hill. This is the first one we've had in front of us. But it certainly does fit the mission of what we're trying to accomplish. And there are many organizations that support this item, not the least of which is the Community Learning Institute, which is functioning over at many CPS schools, but in particular in this case at Euler. And Adeline Hall, I think, is on the call. Community Matters, Mary Delaney is on the call. Lower Price Hill Community Council with Cynthia Ford, and Ben Eilerman of the OTR Community Housing, which is a group trying to organize the financial stack and the advocacy to the state level. So some of them are on, just in case there are questions related to this. I don't know if anybody has any questions, but I do believe that this is something that we should support. And so I just wanted to explain what the resolution was about and field any questions, or have somebody else field questions if there are any.
I have no questions, Madam President.
Okay.
No questions. Thank you.
Okay, very good. And thanks to those that are, I know, on the call. We appreciate your time and being available to us. All right, are there any other consent agenda items that where there are questions or comments, commissioners?
No comments or questions.
No comments from me. Thank
All
you.
right. In that case, I am going to move that we approve of consent agenda items 2 through 12.
Second.
Dreehouse,
Yes.
Commissioner Summer Dumas,
Yes.
Parks.
Yes.
Well, here we are. Another quick meeting, I know. So is there anything else, commissioners, that needs to come in front of the board? Oh, and Victoria, by the way, congratulations. Victoria's daughter got married.
Right.
Saw some of the
Uh-huh.
photos, it looked spectacular. So congratulations to you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, anything else, commissioners?
I have nothing.
I have nothing.
Okay, very good. I'm going to move that we adjourn.
Is this the shortest meeting ever?
I think so.
Second.
Yay, us.
Commissioner Dreehouse,
Yes.
Summer Dumas,
Yes.
Parks.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.